Hello people, this is Expert Gaming 24. This is the first video that I'm doing. Basically this channel is going to be dedicated to gaming reviews and walkthroughs on different games. Today I've decided to do a series on Phantasy Online Blue Burst. Basically just to show you how the game works and what it consists of. First things first, if there's anyone out there who watches this and is interested in playing the game and doesn't know how to, obviously you have to download it online. It's completely free, completely legal, but if you send me an email at expertgaming24@gmail.com, I can explain to you how to register, what site to go on, because it is a private server. That's not a problem at all. So when you load the game, you hit the enter key, as it says. If this is your first time playing the game, then you will need to hit patch download, and it's pretty self-explanatory from there. If you've already played the game before, you need to register your user ID, basically just enter it and your password and hit start game. Basically in this video I'm just going to talk you through character creation, show you a snippet of gameplay. I'm not really going to fight any enemies, really. I've saved that for another video, just to get you into the game a bit. You hit the enter key again, as this is my fourth attempt at this video. Things keep going wrong. I hope that this time that I can get it right. Okay, as you can see, I've already actually created a character. I will recreate the same one, but I will do it again just so that I can show you the different stages. This is important to watch if you are a new player. Basically, an introduction to Phantasy Star. It's not a game with much story. It's a very free game, but the little story it does have is pretty much told in this scene here. So I will let it run so that you guys can see what the game's about. Whilst it's happening, you may have heard of Phantasy Star before. There's been many different versions of this game released, from the Dreamcast version to the GameCube version, which is very similar, identical in some ways to this one. Then it was also released for the Xbox and computer in Phantasy Star Universe, and also for the PSP. And this is the best one in my opinion, because it's completely free roll. You can basically, it's all about you. There's not much story. You can play it how you want. There's no rule to it. There's no cap on anything you do. So yeah, you may have heard of this. You may have played some of the games. If you've played Phantasy Star Universe and think this is going to be like that, then I think again, you'll recognise some of the weapons maybe, but other than that, it's a completely different game. You wouldn't believe it was the same game, the same make. Okay. Basically what's happening here is it's showing that the planet is suffering an explosion, and us up in our space station have to go to investigate what's happened, as we've lost all communication with the men and women of Pioneer 1, aka the planet, and of course the enemies, the natives down there, have turned nasty, and it's our job to sort it out, pretty much. That's most of the story, if not all of it. Just thought it'd be best that you see that before I take you into this. Okay, our character creation. Now, after doing this video the first 3 times, I have actually realised that the information, which is kindly provided at the bottom for us, is actually wrong. It's not saying what it should say. So I will tell you how it should be from my memory. Okay, you have Hunter, Ranger and Force as your 3 classes. Hunters are sword masters, basically. Rangers are gun wielders, and forces are magic users. To sum them up, if you're a first time player, I would recommend strongly that you pick a hunter. It's not a huge disaster if you pick a ranger, but I would stay clear of a force, simply because you won't have the funds at the start of the game to be able to provide for them for their magical needs, if is the best way of putting it. If I start at force and work my way up, just going through the characters within a class, we have 4 in each. Fomar, basically, to sum up, low defense power, low HP. Their strengths, they're very quick at using magic spells. The rest time in between using one and another is if a millisecond. They have low HP, but you've got to hit them, and it's very hard for enemies to hit them when you have a very strong leveled up Fomar, sorry. Okay, and the next one is the Fomar. She's more balanced. A great support character. She's high level healing and support spells. The Fomar, funny looking as they are, specialise in attack techniques. They're very powerful attack techniques. Probably one of the most useful in the Force class. Fomar have the highest MST, magic power of any class. Basically, if you want to be able to equip weapons quickly, forces weapons like staves and things like that, and to be able to use the high level spells earlier on in the game, then this is definitely the one for you. We move on to Ranger, the gun wielders. Basically, the Ramar has the highest accuracy, which is probably the most useful. Accuracy, and the more accuracy you have, the more guns you can equip, and obviously the more attacks actually hit the enemies. But this is definitely, accuracy is very, very important for Rangers. The Ramals have low HP. The women tend to have high magic power, as does this one. Her techniques do help to back her up. Obviously she has low HP, but still not a bad choice. Now you may notice the cast and the Cecil look slightly different to the others. They look less human, so to speak. The Recast looks much like a tank. It has huge attack power and a huge defense. It's very, very, very nice character. The only problem with the Recast is it cannot use spells, just like the Cecil. Androids cannot cast spells. Instead, they have traps, but they hardly compensate. So to heal yourself, you have to use the restorative items sold in the shops and found on the planet. So challenging to use, although the high stats make it a challenge. I wouldn't recommend it for a first character. Cecil is pretty much the same, although instead of great attack power, she has a lot of defense and evasion. Another challenge if you're interested in an android. Again, I would recommend using them as maybe your second or third character. Now, hunters. This is the one that I'm going to create. I'm going to create a human world, but we'll get to that. A Humar is basically, he excels in close range combat. Quite accurate, not brilliant though. He can use some recovery techniques. His healing is okay. His support isn't great at all, although he's very balanced. He has good defense, good attack. Not brilliant, but he's definitely the most suitable for beginners, I would say. Well, again, this is the one that we are going to be using in this video. She uses techniques to support herself. She's the lowest HP of the hunter class, the lowest health points. But again, her techniques enable her to be quite a force, because she can power herself up later on in the game. We've touched on the cast and Cecil, pretty much the same here, apart from their sword masters instead of gun wielders, or hunters instead of rangers. The hunters, the Hugh cast, has the highest attack power of any class in the game. Again, cannot use magic, The Sazor has the highest accuracy.